Live from Wayne Profit Court, it's game 2 of our quad match here inside Turner Gymnasium. Hi and welcome in, everybody. TJ Wingert here with you as we get set for the first all-time meeting between the Lynchburg Hornets and the Kenyon Owls while playing volleyball. And then later on, actually, another interesting matchup for Lynchburg. Their second game will be against Johnson and Wales, and it'll be just the second all-time meeting between these two sides. So an opportunity for Lynchburg to see some new opponents in. Kenyon, of course, coming off the win in the first match played today in our quad match, taking down Randolph College, another ODAC squad. So Kenyon, after a nearly 7-hour drive here, looking to make it a 2-0 afternoon and elevate their record up to 4-13. They enter today 3-13 and 1-1 in conference play. They enter this match, I should say, 3-13, 1-1 in conference play. On the other side, Lynchburg enters at 6-9 overall and 2-4 in conference action. Looking to collect a pair of non-conference wins this afternoon, garner some momentum, and get set for conference play to resume this upcoming Tuesday against Randolph, and then on Friday again at home hosting the Roanoke Maroons. Owls will have the first serve, and it's Jack Cousineau getting us started. Senior setter, San Jose, California. Finds the 5. Green sets for Lynchburg. Leaper, first attack. Misses wide on the near side. Kenyon Owls strike the first point in set number 1. Just the second match played at home so far this season for the Lynchburg Hornets. They're 0-1. Dropped the home opener against Randolph-Macon. Slide, Salafou, blocked to the net. Morgan Clark, the defensive specialist, gets it back. Now on the third, it's Leaper. Picked up by Cousineau. Hit from the far side. Taken by Uris Yeager for Kenyon. There's Yeager again. Now over on the third is going to be Rebecca Gwynn. Clark there. Leaper sets. Leaper with the left. Excuse me, it was Clark there with the first touch for Lynchburg. From the back, missing long. Gwynn gives Lynchburg their first point of set 1. We're knotted up 1-1, and Princess Salafou will check out, and on comes Lynchburg native Sophia Rucker. First serve of the day for Lynchburg. Green denied at the net initially. Kaylee Keough, the first touch. Now Rucker has her shot blocked. Dug up then. Now on the third. Couple blocks. And now in the net will be not the call. I beg your pardon. Certainly close, as Paige Milhan was right in front, certainly as close as you can get, but the point is given to Kenyon. Paige Milhan, second in the NCAC in blocks per set, nearly 1 per set. And was in a conference honorable mention for the all-conference squad last year. Leaper out wide. Second in the ODAC and total attacks taken this season. And here, blocked at the net. It's now 3-1 Owls. Back to the service line. Goes the freshman from La Palma, California, Elizabeth Sanza. Sends it to Clark. Leaper, back set. Rucker. Misses long. Now up off the bench is Coach Hannah Givens. A few words with her squad as we await another serve from Sanza. Once again to Clark. Leaper pushes it. Down on the near side. Beg your pardon, Green sets it for Leaper, who garners the second point for Lynchburg. And on top of a lot of total attacks so far this season for Leaper, also nearly 4 kills per set. That's good for second best in the conference. Now we see Maya Green at the line for Lynchburg. Another opportunity to build on the near side. Spainhour unable to tool the block. It's now 5-2 Kenyon. As Juliet Michael will sub in and have the honors at the service line. And Michael finds the net and gives the point right back to Lynchburg. Michael now will head back to the bench. Milhan off as well. One of the players checking in is Macy Reinbold, junior from North Judson, Indiana. Jordan Bartermeyer serves now for Lynchburg. Over on the third, Reinbold misses long. Little 2-0 run for Lynchburg, and now a chance to tie it up as Bartermeyer returns to the line. Eleven aces so far this season for Bartermeyer. Hit comes from the near side. That was Gwynn. Keogh, blocked to the net. Nice play from, here's Yeager. It's now 6-4 Kenyon. Eris Yeager, senior, stands at 6'1", hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now it's Lauren Blackmore, defensive specialist and a freshman. Serving for Kenyon. Finds Bartermeyer. Green, back set. Spainhour misses long. A couple of hitting errors starting to rack up for the Hornets. Blackmore to serve once again. 62 digs so far this season. 9 aces. Set comes from Sapsford. Spainhour. Collected then by Rucker after it was in the net. Keogh, the attack from the far side. Over on the third. Played over by Sanza. Green down to a knee. Rucker has it then go off the hands of Reinbold. Would have been close along the back line, but Reinbold flies it into the net, and now it's 7-5 as Rucker will serve for Lynchburg. No aces yet this season for Rucker. Hit percentage at 18.5%. Her and Salafu created a formidable duo there in the middle. No block here for Salafu. Instead, the attack goes into the net. All the same, though, for Lynchburg. Deficit down to just 1. Rucker can't get it past the net. A lead back to 2 for the Owls as Cassie Blackmore back out onto the hardwood. And serving for Kenyon is Rebecca Gwynn, middle blocker and a first-year player from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Green wants Salafu. Gets up and over the block in front of her. Finds a soft spot right in the middle of the Kenyon defense. to go down as the 99th kill of the season for Salafu. Morgan Clark will serve now for the Hornets. And misses long. Again, a couple of attacking errors, now a couple of service errors, preventing Lynchburg from getting up and over that hurdle and taking a lead against Kenyon. Owls lead by 2. Catherine McCaffrey, another first-year player, native to Dublin, Ohio. To the 6, Blackmore's there, then Bartemeyer lays out, Keogh takes the hit. Set by Sapsford. Now Green for Lynchburg for Keogh. Nice dig comes from Gwynn. Blackmore lays out and couldn't pop it up just enough. 3-point advantage for Kenyon. Couple of nice plays defensively. Blackmore almost able, but great hustle all the same. And then again, Rebecca Gwynn with a nice dig for Kenyon. And that ultimately leads to the Owls garnering the point. Green sends it to the middle. Bartemeyer, soft on the 3rd. Kenyon has to go over on the 1st. Salafu blocked the net, but the Owls can't get it back over. Abby Leeper will check back in for the Hornets. On for Jordan Bartemeyer. As Kaylee Keogh will have the honors at the service line. We're going to cut the deficit in half. It's been a quick moving first set. 10-8. You got to think how that might affect Kenyon as this match continues, considering they just played. For some teams, that means you're loose, you're ready to go, and you can play at a high pace. As Salafu makes it 10-9. But on the other side, it could be something that eventually, as this match prolongs, maybe we get into a 4th and 5th set where fatigue starts to set in for the Owls. So that'll be something to keep your eye on throughout the rest of this match as Lynchburg looks to tie us up at 10-all. 19 aces this season for Keogh, 114 kills. Pushed out and missing wide on the far sideline. Like the idea from Yeager. Couldn't quite execute. And we're tied up 10-all. Sapsford gives back. Gwynn takes the hit. Clark for Leeper, able to get it over. Dug up then by Abramson. The slide, Salafu covers a lot of ground. Able to get over on the 3rd, then finds the libero for Kenyon. Clark for Green, now Leeper. Soft on her hit. Near side, sent straight to Blackmore. Green. Right idea, and garners the 11-10 lead for Lynchburg. Green does a great job. Every so often, few times in a match, she'll play it over on that 2nd, and she's so subtle about it. It looks like she's going back up. It's almost like a pitcher in baseball where you want to have your mannerisms be the exact same as your fastball when you're going to something else. Green really does do a fantastic job of making defenses play it honest, and I think that the set is on its way. Leeper from the middle gives Lynchburg the 2-point lead. Second kill today for Abby Leeper. Ties her with Princess Salafu as we have a timeout on the floor. Kenyon got out to a strong lead, led by as many as 3 here in this first set, but Lynchburg, after piling 5 attack errors and 2 service errors pretty early on here in the first set, have been able to correct those woes and now find themselves up by 2. And this is a Lynchburg team that's looking to garner some momentum, coming off of 3 consecutive conference losses at Washington and Lee, at home against Randolph-Macon. Again, that was the home opener on the 28th of September, and then most recently a 3-1 loss at Bridgewater, who was the team that knocked out Lynchburg in the quarterfinals last year. And speaking of Lynchburg in the quarterfinals, that's where the Hornets have had their season end each of the last 2 seasons. So that's the next step in growth for this program, and that's the goal in mind, I'm sure, for Coach Hannah Givens, assisted by Ryan Turner as well as Treslin Ortiz. And this is a young Lynchburg squad, and sometimes you can see that. There's a few mistakes that young players will make, but at the same time, it's a team that plays with a ton of energy and a ton of fight. They do not give up. 10 of the 16 on the roster are first-year players. But here in the first set, you've seen a little bit of both for this young team. A couple of mistakes early on, but Lynchburg stays perseverant. Now lead by 2 with Keogh at the line once more. Gwynn sent straight to Blackmore. Green wants Leaper again and splits the difference between Sansa and one other teammate. It looked to be Gwen. But Abby Leaper starting to heat up. Back-to-back points earned by the outside hitter for Lynchburg. Keogh with the dig. Green wants Leaper, who, the senior, then finds the net. Now a chance for Kenyon to try to respond. After the 5-0 run for the Hornets. Serving will be Cousineau. Serve goes right to Morgan Clark. Green for Salafu. Dug up then by Gwynn. Hit comes from the near side. Clark there to defend after the strike from Abramson. Green pushes out wide. Leaper finds Sansa. Now from the back, Gwynn will try once more. Blackmore forced to send it over on the third. Set. Given up for Milhan, who misses long. Milhan, a senior, Sunbury, Ohio. One of 7 honorable mentions for the NCAC all-conference team last year. The only all-conference selection that this Kenyon squad had a season back. Leaper makes the Owls pay for their mistake. Lead grows to 4. And Coach Hannah Gibbons was talking to Sam Graham, usual sideline reporter, and myself before the match against Randolph-Macon, and she put emphasis on that first set. When Lynchburg comes away with a win in that first set, they play loose and free from that point onward, and things are certainly looking good. The Hornets the first of 15. Milhan, soft, like that Yeager who took that hit. Blackmore, there for Lynchburg. Green, Leaper, gets it just wide of the end line. It was as close as it could possibly be. Deficit down to 3 for the Owls. But if this is your first time seeing this Lynchburg squad, you see the offensive focus already with Abby Leaper and Kaylee Keogh. Hornets want those two swinging early and often. On cue, Leaper. This time, rolls a shot over. Great hustle from Morgan Clark. Green tried to catch the Owls sleeping on the second. Now it's Leaper getting it over for the Hornets. Sansa, a little short. Played over by Gwynn. Leaper with authority. Sansa, though, there to defend. Nice volley work between these two sides. Leaper again. There is Cousineau. Yeager. Now Green on the second. Leaves it just wide on the near side. Right idea. Would have been a tough play for the Owls to hit there in time. However, Green narrowly misses. It's now 15-13. Reinbold, server for the Owls. Sophia Rucker wins the point for Lynchburg. Sub on for Lynchburg as they rotate Morgan Clark out to the bench. And on comes Bree Spainhour. Green serves. Give and go, which ultimately leads to Gwen taking the hit. And winning the point for the Owls. Looks like a Lynchburg player might have stepped on the line underneath the net. Elizabeth Sansa, freshman defensive specialist today, wearing the libero white. Sansa setting up Reinbold. Third comes from Spainhour, who leaves it long on the back line. Give credit to Kenyon. When it felt like Lynchburg was really building momentum and starting to run away with it, you get the timeout from first-year head coach Emma Olson, and things have started to settle into an equilibrium state here. And the Owls have a chance to tie us up at 16. Sansa again. The slide, Rucker pushes it back to a 2-point advantage. We've seen a couple kills from Salafu. Now Sophia Rucker. Up to 3 kills in the day, and of course Abby Leeper leads away with 4, but those 2 middle blockers, 5 kills combined. Lynchburg might have found another point of attack this afternoon against Kenyon. Nice dig comes from Blackmore, second in the conference in that category. Whistles on the play. No call Lynchburg for in the net. Well, let's talk about Cassie Blackmore and how important she has been to this Lynchburg team. 314 digs this season. This is a Lynchburg squad that's first in the ODAC, averaging 18.2 digs per set. This time the serve goes to Rucker. Keogh, right as she takes the hit. Lynchburg called for the double. So back to the line goes Lauren Blackmore. Chance to give the Owls the lead once again. Last lead for Kenyon was when it was 10-9. Great patience from Bartemeyer and Blackmore. That is really close play on the end line. It's a true judgment call. Defensive specialist in the libero make the right decision. Lynchburg ahead by 1 with Rucker now to serve. Miscommunication for the Owls. Dug up by Sansa. Hard hit strike. Gwen, though, misses off the near sideline. Lee grows the 3, so Lynchburg the first to 15 and now the first to 20. Starting to check the right boxes for the Hornets to come away with a win in the first set. 5 points away from doing just that. Rucker serves once again. Sapsford trying to set up Quinn, blocked the net. Owls rebuild. Reinbold finds the top of the net and then gets the lucky roll over. Finds a soft spot in the Lynchburg defense. Gwen will serve as Cassie Blackmore is back out on the court. On for Sophia Rucker. Gwen with 8 aces so far this season. Green wanted Salafu. Now sends it near side. Spainhour blocks the nets, but tools it. And it's 21-18. Another sub. Clark back on and will serve as Spainhour heads to the sideline. Hit percentage right now for Lynchburg at 6.5%. Kenyon, though, not much better at 3%. And into the net on the attack error. And there were a handful of attack errors to start this first set for Lynchburg. Hornets now sit at 9 as we have a timeout called again by Coach Emma Olsen. And now up to 6 attack errors here for Kenyon. So it was a little lopsided to start. That started to become a little bit more even between the two sides. All told, 12 kills to where we are here in the first set for Lynchburg. 5 for the Owls. And a couple service errors for both sides as well. And then 2 blocked for Kenyon. Another point of difference when you look at the live stats between the Owls and the Hornets. But it's Lynchburg up by 4. Take this opportunity to talk about first-year head coach Emma Olsen, former player at Mary Washington, then stayed on as an assistant coach and even spent a couple months as the interim head coach, then jumped over to ODAC school Washington and Lee as an assistant coach. Spent 3 seasons with the Generals, had a couple of ODAC championship titles, and now tabbed as the head coach for the Kenyon Owls. So got out to a rocky start to begin the year, 2-13 entering today's play. But they take down Randolph in straight sets and have hung tough against this Lynchburg squad here in the opening set of play. And, of course, plenty of volleyball left this afternoon, or in this match in specific. After this, Kenyon will be done. It'll be Johnson & Wales taking on Randolph College, and then Johnson & Wales and Lynchburg set for a 4 o'clock start time. Clark at the line. Lynchburg 3 points away from collecting a win in the opening set. Bartemeyer down to a knee. Green set up Salafu, was blocked the net. Now Keogh runs underneath it. Blocked. There's Salafu. Near side, Gwen denied once again. Salafu, as well as Maya Green, there to defend. Lead grows to 5, largest advantage for either side here in the first set. And that 5-point lead doesn't last long as Clark misses long on the serve. Kenyon needs a run here. And it's Catherine McCaffrey to play it over the net. McCaffrey can't do that, and now Lynchburg a point away from jumping up and over the Owls 1-0. Leaper back onto the court. It's Keogh at the line, looking to close it out for Lynchburg. Sunza, push near side. The attack misses long. Lindsay Abramson lets it fly, but just misses on the far sideline, and that will bring a close to set number 1. Lynchburg comes away with the 25-19 win in the first set. We'll step aside, and when we come back, set 2 between Kenyon and Lynchburg. The first meeting between the Hornets and the Owls here on LHSN.
If I'm walking around over on the crowd side, I always hear someone yelling, "Hey Nat, take our picture. Hey Nat, get this," or something, or "Hey Nat, you got that shot?" Like, so I'm always like trying to photograph the crowds and my friends calling my name. I think sports at Lynchburg unifies us as a whole. No matter what background we come from, what differences we have, and what experience we've experienced through our lives, it brings us all together and we have one goal, which is to win. As a photographer, I definitely get to capture the emotion and the feel and the atmosphere of what's going on during the games and what's happening in the crowd and with the fans. We have hugely dedicated fans here at Lynchburg. They come out whether it's rain, snow, sleet, windy, no matter what, like they will come out and support their team and cheer them on. They will sit through anything. It's just, it brings us all together as one.
Look what you're missing. It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia. It's 1-0 advantage for Lynchburg after winning set number 1, 25-18. We'll run you through some of the numbers through that first set of play. 48 attacks for Lynchburg, 38 for Kenyon. That resulted in 12 kills for the Hornets to just 5 for the Owls. 9 attack errors for both sides. Lynchburg had a ton early on, and that started to even out, and obviously finished 9-9 through that first set. Hit percentage at 10.5% for Kenyon and 6.2% for Lynchburg. So despite losing that first set, there is something to build upon there for the Owls. Then when it comes to service errors, 3 for the Owls, 3 for Lynchburg. Reception errors, neither side had 1. And then attack errors, we already talked about, 9 each side. So that's a general idea of what we saw in the first set. Still lots of volleyball left to be played. And Lynchburg will have Kaylee Keogh open up set 2. Reinbold sends it to Blackmore. Taking the hit for Lynchburg is Salafu. Charging in from the back line, Abramson leaves it long. Nice play, keeping that opportunity alive for Kusno, at least forcing Lynchburg to build themselves. Leaper soft in the third, didn't look like she hit it the way she necessarily intended. Great play from Salafu. Keogh, just gets it over. Kusino, Reinbold, blocked to the net, Maya Green. There to make it 2-0 Lynchburg. Good volley between the two sides. Lots of great hustle as well. Bodies down on the court for both sides. Lynchburg garners the point, however. Keogh, their serve again. Clark deflects it over on the second. Reinbold finds the left forearm of Keogh, shakes her head at the end of the play, and the Owls have their first point to set 2. So Reinbold, the outside hitter from Indiana, looking to tie us up. Serve goes to Keogh. Leaper takes the hit, blocked the net, it hung there for a moment. Salafu, the second opportunity for the Hornets, misses long. As Reinbold gets set at the service line. Should be noted, Macy Reinbold leads the way for the Owls. 2 kills so far in the contest. Green with a slide coming from Salafu. Reinbold's there to dig it up. Gwen on the third. Blackmore lays out. Green on the second over. And now Leaper, blocked to the net, touched twice. Clark on the third. Near side, strike, misses long. Yeager saw the opening in that back corner, just left it beyond the back line. Another great volley between these two teams. Cassie Blackmore with the honors to serve now for the Hornets. Freshman libero able to get it over. Really nice set and well played by Abramson. Lynchburg starts to move bodies back. Abramson recognizes, rolls a shot over, ties us up 3-all. Gwen will serve now. Leaper with authority, but a nice dig comes from Gwynn. Whistle. And it's going to be a double called on the Owls. Now 4-3 Lynchburg. Spainhour checks in for Morgan Clark. Serve goes to the 5. Blocked the net is Yeager. Reinbold tracks it down, then over on the third is Sansa. Leaper takes the third hit for Lynchburg. Now Green trying to push it. Far back corner. Another roll shot. Lynchburg had to go off a pair of arms and then out of play. Lindsey Abramson trying to find a nice rhythm. Playing it with the finesse over the net. Forcing Lynchburg to respect both booming strike, but what you can do with a soft touch. Lauren Blackmore trying to give Kenyon their first lead to set 2. finds Keogh. Green for Rucker. And Lynchburg back out in front 5-4. Fourth kill for Rucker. That ties her for a team best with Abby Leeper. But done so on just 8 attacks. Bartemeyer, that knuckling serve creates some hesitation from Blackmore. Just couldn't get to it. First ace of the day for Bartemeyer. Furthermore, first ace today for Lynchburg. Serve again goes to Blackmore. Nice strike from the middle. Paige Milhan cuts the deficit in half. Milhan entered today 101 kills, second. I think that third on the team behind Lindsay Abramson with 104, and then in the way was Reinbold with 155. That's all before today's game. Does not account what happened in the Randolph contest or what we've seen so far between the Owls and the Hornets, as Kenyon brings us to a tie 6-6. Back and forth these two teams have gone pretty much all day long. But here in the second set, neither team able to get away from the other. 1 and 2 point leads, and that's all we've gotten to here in set 2. Amerson from the back line. Green, Keogh, misses wide. And the Owls for the first time in set 2 are playing out in front. Abramson at the line. Spainhour's blocked. Blackmore. And Bartemeyer then down onto the hardwood. A little bit of miscommunication there from Lynchburg. Lead grows to 2 for the Owls. Serve goes to Bartemeyer. Spainhour blocked, then stays in. Way to play up that far sideline from Spainhour. Now Rucker serves for the Hornets. Now miscommunication for the Owls. Ties us up 8-all. Libero, Suns is there. Milhan strike into the nets, and no one there to keep the opportunity alive for Kenyon. Rucker finds Lauren Blackmore. Reinbold with a hard strike, but Bartemeyer's there defensively. Abramson, Sapsford, then off the hands as it got over for the Owls. Touched by Spainhour. No one then there for Lynchburg. Julia Tama-Michael, first time we've seen her enter the match. First time was to serve. We'll see if she checks out here as Salvu wins the point for Lynchburg, and that does appear to be the rotation for Coach Olson. As back onto the hardwood is the senior Paige Milhan. Or at least for a moment now, Milhan back out to the bench, and the libero switch. Elizabeth Sanza returns to the court. Morgan Clark serves for Lynchburg. Sapsford gives back. Abramson pushes to the corner. Keogh winds, fires, and makes it 11-9 Lynchburg. And Kaylee Keogh, second kill of the match. Be the one player on this Lynchburg roster, at least as of right now, that will play both indoor and beach volleyball once we get there in the spring. And a lot of excitement around her game leading up to this season. Nice job from Reinbold to win the block. Abramson make that. Cousineau will serve now. Slide for Salafu. Has to go off the forearm of Abramson. Abide Princess Salafu, her and Rucker in the middle. But a nice duo. Both have 4 kills, and again, that's tied with Abby Leeper for a team best. So it's been a balanced attack as well for Coach Gibbons and the Hornets. Keogh serves to Abramson. Set, comes to the near side, and missing long is Reinbold. Opening was there, Reinbold just left it a little long. 3-point Lynchburg lead. Sansa, Reinbold lays out. Abramson plays it over on the third. After the dig from Abramson goes high. Avoids the rafters, however. Good hustle from Blackmore. Now it's Leeper. Just playing it on the near sideline and able to keep it in. Leeper can swing it with the best of them, but there goes the finesse play, and that will lead into a timeout called by Coach Emma Olson. Take this moment for a momentary pause. You're watching Lynchburg and Kenyon set 2. Hornets lead the Owls 14-10. Out of the timeout, Keely Q will serve once again for Lynchburg. Cousineau sets up, and it's Yeager getting the point for the Owls. Right side hitter and a senior. Had a nice afternoon so far. And we saw the first timeout in the first set. At least there was a nice spark for Kenyon to get back and give Lynchburg a good fight the rest of the way in the first set. For an Owls fan, you're hoping to see something similar here in the second. Lynchburg tools the block. Jumps out by 4 once again. As Salafu will head to the bench, and subbing on is Sophia Rucker with Blackmore set to serve. Serve goes to Abramson. Also take the hit on the third. And wins the point for Kenyon. That ties Abramson with Reinbold for an Owl best. 4 kills so far this afternoon. Also want to note, 5 assists for both centers, Maya Sapsford as well as Jack Cousineau. Serve to Keogh, Green, Rucker. Now the Owls' response, Yeager. Makes it just a 2-point difference. Back-to-back points for Eris Yeager. Nice cross-court strike from Abby Leeper. Gets the point back for Lynchburg. We've seen Leeper went a variety of ways up the same sideline she's taken a hit from cross court like we saw there. And even earlier this set, going the finesse route. Yeager once more through the hands of Blackmore. Now 2 subs on for the Owls. Maya Sapsford back into the match, and now set to serve will be Lauren Blackmore. We've only seen 1 ace so far in the match. Came from Lynchburg. Blackmore sends it to Keogh. Green for Leeper. Blocked. Milhan there, but then sent out of play. Bartemeyer back in. Leeper. Just a chance to catch her breath after they get 17-14. Hornets ahead of the Owls. And speaking of aces, Bartemeyer actually has one of the 2 we've seen today. Sophia Rucker has a second of the match. Reinbold blocked by Rucker. Been a big day so far for the sophomore and hometown product, native to Lynchburg, Virginia. It's a New Covenant school. There gets it done on the defensive side. Bartemeyer knuckles one towards Blackmore. Milhan in the middle. Blackmore and Bartemeyer lay out. Neither can get to it. Green going to be called for the double. Can the Owls go on a run and become the first to 20? If so, Coach Olson, I'm sure she'll be elated on the far sideline. The Owls look to make it a 1-1 contest. Back set. Spainhour has other plans in mind. And now it's been the ever-impressive Sophia Rucker looking to get Lynchburg to that 20-point mark. Serve sent to Reinbold. Abramson takes the hit. Bartemeyer feeds Spainhour, deflected at the net. Sapsford pops it up. Reinbold denied. Sansa, now Blackmore gets it over on the third. Wow. Then Salafu blocked to the net, and Kenyon garners the point. What a play. Lauren Blackmore may not be the person who directly got that point, but man, may not be causation, but there's certainly correlation. Fantastic effort there from the freshman. Now a chance to cut the deficit in half. Tama Michael at the line. Finds Keogh, who will take the third and splits the difference between Tama Michael and Abramson. Back and forth these two teams have gone. We stayed a 3-point difference. Fresh after checking back in, Morgan Clark will serve for the Hornets. Dug up by Blackmore. Sapsford sets up Abramson, and there is Princess Salafu. This middle block today for Lynchburg has been stellar. Great play from both Rucker as well as Salafu, and another timeout called by Coach Emma Olson. Trying to turn the Owls' fate around here in set 2 and bring this match to a 1-1 score. Lynchburg and Coach Hannah Givens. Other things in mind. We talked about Coach Givens and early track record, back-to-back years for Lynchburg losing the ODAC quarterfinals. But Coach Givens, former player at Wingate, a Division II powerhouse, was the interim head coach, then became the full-time leader of this Lynchburg volleyball program, and now the director of volleyball. She will also oversee the beach volleyball squad. And now with, as we noted early on, 10 freshmen on the roster, you start to really get the fingerprints of Coach Givens on the roster, and it'll be interesting to see how this program builds upon itself year over year, especially with exciting young players like a Cassie Blackmore, 300-plus digs this season, and someone like a Kaylee Keough who's playing for both teams, and plenty more. But Lynchburg looking to snap a 3-match losing streak. Kenyon trails by 4. Looking to make it back-to-back wins this afternoon after taking down Randolph College in the first of 4 matches we have for you here on LHSN. We're out of the timeout. That'll be Clark to serve. Abramson with a receiving error sends it into the net. Third ace of the day for Lynchburg, first for Clark. To the 6, Sapsford sets up. Gwynn plays the near sideline to perfection. 2 subs on for Kenyon. Starting setter Jack Cousineau will head of the line and serve. Also checking back in is Eris Yeager. Bartemeyer with the dig. Keough. Soft on the third. Sansa. For the freshly checked in Yeager. Blackmore and Bartemeyer both go hard for the loose ball. Slide into one another. Good to see they're both okay. 3-point difference. Cousineau back to Bartemeyer. Green with Bartemeyer taking the third. Cousineau. 2 collide once again for Lynchburg. Keough plays it over for the Hornets. Reinbold, soft. And it went off that far side. Top of the net post, and it's now 23-19. Another play where Bartemeyer and Blackmore both going hard after the loose ball and collide with one another. Looks to be all okay. Certainly no injuries, but communication factor. Something that's still being sorted out this afternoon. Great hustle. Green somehow doesn't go across the line underneath the net, and then Leaper doesn't get it over on the third. Excuse me, make that the 4th hit of the possession, therefore. Down 23-20. Macy Reinbold trying to be the spark that leads a late run for the Owls. Serve goes to Blackmore. Green. Leaper with the left hand. Sends it right back to Reinbold. Cousineau. Great set. Finds Abramson in motion. And the Hornets unable to respond. Now a 2-point difference, and it's a timeout called by Coach Hannah Givens. Owls make it interesting. Lead here in the second set, and that leads to the aforementioned timeout called by Coach Givens. I think there's some more notes here and more stats to be excited about for really both teams. You look at the hit percentage for Kenyon in the first set, 10.5%. Here in the second, 19.4%. So big time step up there. And then 1 less error as well, worth noting. And then for Lynchburg, 4 less errors, and the hit percentage goes from 6.2% to 17.1%. So I think both teams came out with a lot of energy in that first set. Now we're starting to see that energy really be refined into some really quality volleyball here. And set 2 makes me really excited for what we're going to see in set 3, whether it's going to be 1-1 or 2-0. We have to wait and see what the answer to that question will be. But now looking at the entire stats for this match, for the entire point to where we are now, 10.8% hit percentage for Lynchburg, 4.1% for Kenyon. But again, that number's a little misleading for what we've seen here in the second set. 34 digs for the Owls, 33 for the Hornets, 4 blocks for Kenyon, 5 for Lynchburg. Players for both sides back on the hardwoods. The first ever meeting between Kenyon and Lynchburg. And later on, we'll see Lynchburg in their just second all-time meeting against Johnston & Wales, in the first since 2011. Serve goes to Keough. Green for Leaper. There's Abramson, who will also take the third. Popped up. Leaper settles underneath it. And we'll do the same for Lynchburg. Soft and lands just in front of the set Elizabeth Sansa. was ready for a strike, had her feet planted, and then Leaper lays it down just in front of the libero. Lynchburg a point away from making it 2-0 Hornets. Blackmore at the line. Sent to Sansa. Couldn't handle the serve. Fourth ace of the day for Lynchburg brings a close to set number 2. 25-21 and the Hornets. When we come back, we'll look to close it out. Don't go anywhere. Set 3 between the Owls and the Hornets coming to you here on LHSN.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium, getting set for, well, set 3 of action between the Kenyon Owls and the Lynchburg Hornets. TJ Wingard here with you for all the fun. This is just the second of 4 matches we'll have. After this, it'll be Johnson and Wales taking on Randolph College, and then they're after set for a 4 p.m. start. Now, you know, that might be a little bit behind, but we'll have to wait and see. 4 o'clock is the official start time for Lynchburg and Johnson and Wales. And again, it's just the second all-time meeting between the Wildcats, those Wildcats, I should say, because Randolph also the Wildcats, but just second all-time meeting between Johnson and Wales and Lynchburg. Again, that'll be coming to you at 4 o'clock. All these streams have separate links and separate homes for today's action, so stick around here on the LHSN channel, and you'll be able to watch all the volleyball we have for you. Also getting set for a 3 p.m. start time if you're interested in that. Field hockey, number 19 Lynchburg takes on number 17 Shenandoah. That is set to be an awesome contest, and maybe will dictate who's hosting the ODAC tournament. But here on the hardwood, Lynchburg is set away from ending a 3-match losing streak, all coming in conference play. This, of course, non-conference, but that is the advantage, especially with a chance to host. It is fall break, so not maybe as many fans in attendance as there would be while class is in session, but nonetheless, solid crowd in attendance, and it's a chance for Lynchburg to kind of try some new things out and see some new foes, test out some new rotations, and see how that might affect the squad before they get back into conference play, taking on Randolph on Tuesday, then Roanoke on Friday. Meanwhile, it's Kenyon looking to dig out of the 2-set deficit. And we look at their upcoming schedule as we await the opening 3rd set serve from Chant Cousineau. After today, the Owls will take on Denison University on Wednesday, and then on Saturday, play host to Wittenberg University. Abramson takes the second, pushed over by Cousineau for the third. Green sets, wants leaper, misstruck. And it's now 1-0 Kenyon to start set number 3. Owls won in straight sets against Randolph. And here looking to be the team that forces set 4. Keep their hopes alive. Cousineau just gets it over the net. Green for Salafu. Has it land down just in front of the outstretched arms of Macy Reinbold. Strong afternoon for Salafu continues. 5 kills now. Moves her up past Sophia Rucker with 4. Abby Leeper still leads the way for the Hornets with 9. Serve to libero Sansa. Now the libero Lynchburg Casey Blackmore's there. Leeper just gets the attack up and over the net. It rolled there for a moment, and the Hornets get the generous bounce, and Lynchburg out in front 2-1 now. Blackmore with one of the 4 aces today for Lynchburg. Kenyon has it go over early, and Leeper makes him pay. Now 10 kills today for the senior. And Leeper entered today second in the conference in total attacks as well as kills per set. And certainly making a case for 3rd consecutive season as an all-ODAC honoree. Clark just unable to get the ball played over by Kenyon, and now the Owls trail by just 1. Didn't see who came away with that soft hit. Like that play, however. Clark able to get to this one. Leeper to Sansa. Back set, Cousineau. Lynchburg will have to be playing it over quick. Blackmore with the honors on the third. It was Yeager taking that strong strike that was blocked to the net. Here comes a nice rip from Reinbold. Finds an opening. Near side third. It was Clark and no one else. 3-3 with Lindsay Abramson now set to serve. Short serve. And Clark with help from Green. Those two able to get it over. Yeager lets loose another missile. Green, after it hits the rafter. Keogh able to get it over for Lynchburg. Reinbold soft, blocked by Rucker. Owls rebuilds. Yeager to Blackmore, now Green for Rucker. Misses long. Owls ahead by 1. They're going to put together a long run here, get some separation away from Lynchburg. Abramson was there to serve, also there to defend. Yeager plays it over for the Owls. Blackmore sets up Leeper, blocked, but then touches the hardwood. Morgan Clark will check out. Bree Spainhour returns to the court as we await the serve from Maya Green. The lefty sends it to Sansa off the rafters, and that is one unique, if you want to call it home field advantage or one home court advantage Lynchburg has, is every time pass goes up, everybody's alert and looking for where it might be deflected. Looked like that redirect might have caught the Owls by surprise. Nice set. Cousineau set up Milhan in a perfect fashion. Let her in stride. And the senior ties us up 5-all. Tama Michael. Leeper's blocked. Blackmore's there. Now Leeper able to get it over. Reinbold on the third. Into the net. And a game of inches. That one was close. Reinbold gives Lynchburg the 6-5 lead, and it'll be Bartemeyer with the honors now for Coach Givens and the Hornets. Charleston, South Carolina native. One of 3 sophomores on the roster. Miscommunication Kenyon fortunate not to have the double. Abramson keeps it in. Another deflection off the ceiling. Over on the third, then leads Blackmore to laying out. Bartemeyer does the same, but no third hit for Lynchburg. Eris Yeager, they're going to move Kenyon back in front. The serve goes to Bartemeyer. Green gives back Spainhour. A nice push to the near sideline. Charging towards the middle of the court was Abramson. Spainhour recognizes, finds the opening. Now we'll see Sophia Rucker serve for Lynchburg. Another talented sophomore who's really shined so far this afternoon. Reinbold wanted it, played it over in the third. Bartemeyer back set. Keogh! Not bad for a defensive specialist. And finds the freshman in stride. And now 8-6 Lynchburg out in front of Kenyon. Rucker back to the line. To Abramson once again. Reinbold has a deflect at the net. Salafu finds Sansa. Reinbold will try once more and gets it down just in front of the outstretched arms of Rucker. Just in case you missed any of the action, Lynchburg took set 1 and 2, 25-19, 25-21 respectively. Offense is coming out hot here in the third set. 26.7% hit percentage for Kenyon, and before that play, 30.8% for Lynchburg. Hornets have it deflected out of play. Back in front by 2 as first time we've gotten to see Abby Barlow check in, a freshman defensive specialist from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Serve goes to Sansa. Pushed to the middle of the floor by Maggie Wolf. Keogh. Rolls shot. Makes it a 3-point Hornets lead. Keogh now with 5 kills this afternoon. Her and Bree Spainhour racking up in that total here in the third set. One side goes the finesse route. Kenyon matches. And similar to what we saw in the second set, early on, it's really close. 1-2 point advantage for both sides and not much more. Interesting to see if that trend continues throughout the rest of the third. It was Gwynn with the serve. Keogh has it go off the arms of Gwynn and out of play. For the last couple of points, we've seen Keogh go soft, and then we've seen her wind it up and let it loose. A lot to be excited about for the first-year player. Hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina. Now Keogh serves. Blackmore's there. Wolf sends it near side. Deflected and then out of play. So the Owls will get the point. As we wait for Wolf to check out, Cousineau back in and will serve. Blackmore out as well. On comes Yeager. Green scoops it up out of the net, then Salafu puts it right back in. Cousineau with a chance to tie us up. Cousineau has a team best 12 assists so far this afternoon. Still no aces for the Owls. Leaper. Sansa with a nice dig. Green will try Leaper's number once more. Cousineau plays it back. Sansa wants Reinbold. Lets it fly from the back line. There's Cassie Blackmore. Salafu has a return to her after just one touch. Leaper once again finds Abramson. Blackmore covers a lot of ground. Green pushes Leaper off the top of the net. Once again, there's Abramson. We'll take the third. and Bess Blackmore on the near sideline. Nice exchange between the two sides, and like that, Kenyon not going down without a fight. We're tied up 11-all. Serve goes to Keogh. Slide, Salafu. Off a couple different Owl defenders, makes it 12-11. Now Salafu out, Sophia Rucker back in. Off the forearms of Abramson. Reinbold able to track it down. Sansa had the third. Rucker takes the third for Lynchburg. Kill number 5 for the sophomore. Add 2 total blocks to Rucker's day of work, as well as an ace. It's been a successful day at the office, you could say, for Sophia Rucker. Milhan, not the cleanest of strikes. Leaper, gentle on the third. Sansa wanted Abramson, who left it wide out on the far sideline. The lead grows to 3, and this is about the point each of the last 2 sets where one side or the other was able to pull away. We saw a little bit more disparity early on in the first set, but specifically in the last set, set number 2. It was close until about this midway point. Lynchburg looking to be the first to 15. As you wait for the serve from Blackmore. Abramson with Barlow settling underneath it. Leaper finds Sansa, who sends it in the stands, and Lynchburg indeed the first to 15. That'll be a timeout called by first-year head coach Emma Olson. Want to talk it over, and again, each of the last 2 sets, that first timeout from Coach Olson has really spurred some nice plays. So we'll take a momentary pause. When we come back, we'll see if Kenyon has the necessary adjustments, trailing by 4 against Lynchburg as the Owls look to keep their hopes alive against Lynchburg. Both teams out of the huddle. Cassie Blackmore will serve once more. 15-11, Lynchburg 10 points away from closing it out and taking down the Owls in straight sets. Reinbold there to collect the serve. Abramson on the near side, blocked by the likes of Green and Rucker, but the Owls stay with it, get it over and find an opening in the Lynchburg defense as Green is still down on the floor. Deficit down to 3. Abramson serves to Barlow. Leaper back to Green. Kusno finds Reinbold, who just able to keep it in along the back line. 7th kill today for Macy Reinbold. Trails just Lindsay Abramson with 8. Reinbold now with 7. Behind her is Rebecca Gwynn with 5. Off the hands of Leaper. Great hustle from Barlow, and then Blackmore with a near impossible task, trying to get over the net from a 3-point corner on the near side. And now all of a sudden the deficit's down to just 1. Again, these timeouts from Coach Olson have really spurred some nice play for Kenyon today. Leaper underneath the hands of Sansa. Barlow will check out, and Bree Spainhour returns to the match. Green looks to answer what was a 3-0 run prior to the Lynchburg point, and then Green gives it right back. 16-15. Abramson hands off to Juliet. Tama Michael. You see Tama Michael. Handful of times check in. Freshman, Greencastle, Indiana. Has to go off the top of the net. Green for Spainhour. Great hustle. Lynchburg able to get it over. Blackmore. Green. Now Leaper. Dug up by Abramson. Cousineau. Cross-court strike then comes from Reinbold just past the outstretched arm of Kaylee Keough, and it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Hannah Givens. We're not at up 16-all. Coach Givens, you can tell, wants to see this match come to a close after 3 sets. So, wait we will. 16-all, 9 points away from finding out if we get set 4 or if we are all done between Lynchburg and Kenyon in the first all-time meetings. We'll take this opportunity. I'll run you through some of the stats and figures to where we are in this point in the contest. First, talking about this third set again. Best hit percentage for either side at this point in the game. It's just gone progressively up and up and up. And Kenyon in the first set, 10.5%. Then it's 18.9%. Then up to 30% to where we are now. For Lynchburg, 6.2%. It's at nearly 19%, and now at 34.5%. You got to get my point here. Again, a gradual slope in the positive direction there for both sides, and as well as the errors going down. For Kenyon, it's gone from 9 to 8 to just 2, and then for Lynchburg, 9, 5 to just 3. So felt like this game has just continuously built upon itself and gotten better and better, which makes me kind of hope for a 4th set, but you know, I don't play. I just stand up here and talk, and I'm going to take what I can get. And it's been a fantastic second match of 4 we have for you here on LHSN. As we wait for Tama Michael to serve once again, trying to move the Owls out in front of Lynchburg. We haven't seen Coach Givens. I think this is just the second timeout she's had to take here in this match, when she used that first timeout last set, set number 2. Garnered some positive results. If you're a Lynchburg fan, you're certainly hoping for history to repeat itself. Tama Michael serves to Keough. Leaper takes the third. Tama Michael lays out, gets to it. And down on a knee, trying to plant it over on the third. Tama Michael just unable to get up in time. It's now 17-16 Lynchburg as Cassie Blackmore will have the honors at the service line. Elizabeth Sanza back in for the Owls. Bartemeyer checks in for Abby Leaper. No, actually Bartemeyer, excuse me, serving for Lynchburg. Cousineau, back set. There is Yeager. Now Green does the same for Spainhour, who gives Lynchburg the 2-point advantage. Bree Spainhour now up to 6 kills today, ties Princess Salafu and Kaylee Keough for second most of any Hornet player. Low line drive serve from Bartemeyer. Kenyon able to get it over in 3, but misses long. Bartemeyer has one of the 5 aces so far today for Lynchburg. It's Lynchburg 6 points away from closing it out. Cousineau, Reinbold, laying out his Blackmore. Green for Keough. Past the arms of Sanza. All 3 matches now, all 3 sets now. Lynchburg has been the first to 15 as well as the first to 20. Another good serve from Bartemeyer. Yeager takes the third. There's Bartemeyer to defend. Rucker slips it past Cousineau and keeps it in on the far sideline. And it was 16-16 when Coach Givens called a timeout. A 5-0 run leads to a timeout called by Coach Emma Olson. We'll take a momentary pause with a 21-16 score. Lynchburg looking to close it out in straight sets against the Kenyon Owls. Lynchburg looks to close a 3-match losing streak and are 4 points away from doing just that. And later on, we'll see the Hornets take on Johnson & Wales College, or excuse me, Johnson & Wales University. And the Wildcats, that's set for a 4 p.m. start time. Meanwhile, this will be the end of the day for the Kenyon Owls. They took down Randolph. Have some work to do. Trail by 5 here in the third set and trailed 2 sets to none. Cousineau back to Yeager. Push to Blackmore. Sophia Rucker winds, fires from the middle. Yeager tries once more. Blocked to the net from Keogh. Make it a 6-0 Lynchburg run. Long tour here for Bartemeyer at the service line, but has looked great while there. Cousineau for Reinbold, deflected at the net, and Bartemeyer can't get to it. Ends the run for Lynchburg. And now Kenyon looks to mount one of their own. Harris Yeager. Yeager to Blackmore, who has to go over on the first. Lynchburg able to correct after the Owls try to take advantage of the opportunity. Keogh, then Green for the third. Wolf, Reinbold, misses long. (23-17) with Sophia Rucker serving for Lynchburg. There's Sunza, Wolf, Abramson missing long. Match point now. Serve once again goes to Sunza. Slide. They'll say it just got down. Certainly close, but a nice play. Rebecca Gwynn earns the 18th point to set 3 for Kenyon. And now Macy Reinbold to serve, looking to keep the Owls' hopes alive. Pushed far side by Spainhour. There is Blackmore. Dug up now by Spainhour. Keogh calls game. 25-18 brings a close to set number 3, and that brings a close to this matchup. First all-time meeting between Lynchburg and Kenyon. Lynchburg takes sets 1, 2, and 3, 25-18, 25-21, and then 25-18 once again. Make that 25-19 in set 3. But some final thoughts before we get you out of here. Look, if you're Kenyon, you got the win earlier today against Randolph. That's something that certainly boosts your spirits before a 7-hour road trip. But then, even in this loss against Lynchburg, a loss by no more than 7 points in a set, and especially in sets 2 and 3, that deficit really never stretched beyond 4, maybe 5. So the Owls really certainly did hang tough here on the road, which coming into the day they were 1 and 2 on the road, now sit at 2 and 3 away from their home confines. So I was very impressed with first-year head coach Emma Olson and her squad and the fight they showed today. And they have some talent they can build upon. And 1-1 in conference record, their season not anywhere close to done. And then meanwhile for Lynchburg, you end a 3-match losing streak and you look really good doing it. Some of the best volleyball I've seen from the Hornets this season, and I'm sure Coach Givens is certainly happy. Again, I said this in the third set, first to 15 and 20 in all 3 sets, which is such a great sign of controlling the pace and being the team that led for a majority of the match, and just speaks to who's in the driver's seat throughout this contest. But that is going to do it for match 2 of 4 we have coming to you on LHSN. I want to say thank you for spending some time with us. You watched Lynchburg and Kenyon. My name's TJ Wingard, and until match number 3 gets underway, we are signing off.